Hey, welcome back. This is Minding Your Business with the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. I'm Chris Spiker of Antelope Valley Florist. Our next guest is...
Mitchell Chase, the Senior Communications Director for Congressman Steve Knight.
Hi, Mitchell.
Well, good afternoon, good morning to all of you. And Chris, thank you very much for having me on the show. And Aaron, thank you for that great introduction. And Kenny, right?
Yes.
Kenny's running we wouldn't be anywhere without Kenny.
The board operator.
Thank you, guys.
Now, when did you start in radio, Mitchell?
Actually began, there was Ollie North, so 86, 87, somewhere in there. I wrote some comedy material about the Iran-Contra hearings, and I snuck into radio stations up in Sacramento with cassette tapes on a Sunday afternoon. And the next day, I was being played on all these stations in Sacramento, and I thought, man, honey, we are in the money.
It is so easy.
Yeah, and then I remember the first paying gig that I was offered in radio. You could be put on the movie list, you go all the movies you want to, and we'll give you 2 pizza coupons a week. And I was like, oh no, I gotta...
That's what they give Kenny. They give him pizzas.
Oh yeah, pizza.
But it's been a great career. I've had several kids over the years, born on the air. You know, you get up to the point of...
Kids born on the air?
Yeah.
Where were they conceived?
Radio promotions. Let's see.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
One son, Abraham, he was born in Vermont. 2 boys. The oldest were born in Woodland, California, and our daughter was born in Fresno, California. And we have her first cry on, we were live when her first cry came out, and not much has changed. And I remember in this studio, way
right
back
here,
when, Bethany, when she was first got her license, they would call us, so the kids would call us all the time, you know, hey Dad, I need money, I need this and that, or whatever. So one time I just said, you know what, if you're where, I said, Bethany, where are you? She says, well, I'm around Avenue L and 30th Street West. And I said, and I warned everybody, if you're in the area of Avenue L, 30th Street West, get out. My daughter is driving, get out. And boy, did I get in trouble for that.
From?
My daughter.
Ah.
And all her friends called her.
She's listening to your program, Dad. I mean, you got to cut her a little slack. So the last thing I saw you in, you were on TV doing the news.
I was doing the news.
Channel 3 Spectrum.
Had a great run there. It was almost 20 years. So it was 18, 19 years. I just missed the 19th year, so it was 18 years. The people that I work with going all the way back to Patricia Pagoso-Cox, Russ Williams, David Petty, these folks were just great people. It was a family, and I just encourage you that those who were there, the TV, they took the news off, but the people who were there, you know, be really nice to the folks that work at Charter, because there's a lot of history, a lot of families that, you know, I got to know over the years. They're great in construction, in the customer service area, the techs. They're all really good people. They really are. Yeah, I miss them.
So did you know the end was near?
We did.
Oh, okay.
And I could, what was it? Was that Frank Sinatra? You can almost play it. And now the end is near. Yeah. Well, what happened is basically they said, hey, we're closing. We're going to close in a little over 30 days.
Yeah.
And then I was asked to leave, and they said, we'll give you a little earlier. So
like now.
And I got to tell you can't have a broadcast career without getting canned. You got to get canned.
Somewhere
you can have a
along the
real
way.
broadcast career, and this happened a few times over the years.
Gotcha.
I have no bitterness.
So you went home and you sat down for a day, and then the phone rang.
Well, I'll tell you, this is what happened. My wife happened to actually, she was praying like, God will help my husband find a job, right? And so when I got home, I was calling people out of courtesy just to let them know, hey, I'm letting you know we're closing, and so just want to let you know. You have relationships with people for almost 20 years.
Yeah, the lady with the Phoenix, the football team.
Yes, that was Norma Cook.
Norma Cook.
Yeah, a great team. They won the championship last year.
Yeah.
But okay, so I was. This is what happened. I called Congressman Knight, and I said, you know, hey Steve, listen, just letting you know, the TV station's going to be closing and so forth.
Because you interview them all the time.
Yeah, and I was kidding. I said, hey, you got any openings? And I said it. I think I even said it like that. Hey, you got any openings? And he said, yeah, somebody's leaving, and the next thing you know, he interviewed with the chief of staff, and you know what? God really provided. He answered that right away, so I was unemployed a couple of weeks. But thanks to the severance pay,
Wow.
We were okay, and I'm very, very grateful, and we're still here in the Antelope Valley.
So what's your title with the congressman?
Well, it's senior,
Senior.
and a lot of people are keying out. My friends here in the Antelope Valley, they say, yeah, senior citizen community. No, but it's a senior communications director for Congressman Steve Knight, and basically, it's twofold. One, getting the information that we need to get out from the congressman, and the other is receiving information. And
What a gig.
yeah, I got to tell you something. You know, there are things that happen with Congress that I had no idea about, and I spent 20 years, almost 30 years in news, radio, television, and when you find out like what a congressman, what their staff does. See, the key is the staff, the team that I work with. One of the things that stands out just recently in the last couple of months that I've been there is a homeless woman who came into the office, and it was freezing, it was cold, it was just awful. And the reason why she was homeless was because there was a problem with her Social Security. Well, Congress, it's federal. You need help with Social Security, and and they're helping her out. They're helping her out trying to get her a home. There was a case one day with a veteran who was in really bad shape, and Chris, who looks over the veterans for the most part and handles the casework for veterans, was on the phone for a couple hours getting this veteran put in an ambulance, taken to where he needed to go, and then I get to go around to the various. There's a veterans lunch on Mondays. There's a lunch bunch on Mondays, and the veterans meet at the hometown buffet, and then the other veterans meet
Crazy Autos,
and they meet also their immediate birdies. I don't know how long. I think they may be moving that site. They meet on Wednesday mornings, but she's loved, and the reason why is because of the services she's able to help get the veterans connected with. And sure, the VA need improvement. Look, I'm a disabled veteran. I served in the United States Army as an 82nd Airborne, and there are things. I just recently had a surgery at a VA hospital in West LA. It was great. They did a great job, and it was fabulous. But I feel like all I'm doing is talking.
You're not going to see this on the camera, but what a great face.
Oh.
I mean, it's a face that's built for talking. And I can see you thinking, this is fun.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
I'm not buying a ticket, but this is part of the fun of interviewing people, isn't it?
Yes.
You have a short conversation with somebody, and you learn more about them than you ever would have known just by watching on TV for 20 years.
I have something else I want to point out, because I think the congressman talked about this earlier, and it has to do with Isaac Barcelona, who's in the office. And he handles immigration, he handles postal issues, and then he also handles the appointments for kids who want to go to the military academies.
Right.
And I arrived just as they were doing the process where the packets came in, and you wouldn't believe the quality of the young men and women who came in who want to serve this country. It was just inspiring. I was like, where are these kids? Where do you find them? And sure enough, he has a committee that searches them out. And I think last year they appointed 14 to 17 different.
Right. And actually, he only has 3 or 4 he can give out, but many other elected officials don't use their appointments.
No, and that's what happens. But the Antelope Valley has a reputation of sending quality applicants and to get appointments at the academies.
When the Board of Trade goes back on their lobbying trips to D.C. every March, it's always like, oh, where's the Antelope Valley? Really? Like the first job, I guess, is handing out a map. California, where everything's happened, very historical. The Antelope Valley, it's an amazing place.
Yeah, well, I remember watching a few skirmishes with the United States and seeing the Antelope Valley front and center as we were dropping some bombs. And,
Right.
Of those weapons that were made right here in the Navy, plus aerospace and everything else.
There's a lot going on
Yeah.
that we don't know about.
There is a lot going on, and if you ask me, all I can tell you is I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Isn't it something?
And there is something else I just was going to say. This is what's great about the Antelope Valley. We raised 4 kids here. When we moved here, the eldest, I think he was 10. And 3 of the 4 left here, graduated college. Our daughter has a career. She's a trainer, a physical trainer, and they did well. They did well. And I have one son locally who's teaching in high school. I think he probably would rather I didn't say where, but he teaches in high school. And so, I'm very grateful. There's an opportunity to say thank you, Antelope Valley, and I'm glad we got to stay, even though the news station closed down.
Next chapter.
That's what we're working on now. This is really exciting because
It's an amazing chapter.
we have my wife Sherry and I, we've been married, we just passed 35 years. So, and if you're watching this, just pass this on. This is what I learned at the 32nd year of marriage. Just do what I'm told. Oh my gosh, happy wife, happy life. I'm just telling you, if I just do what I'm told, oh man, it's great.
That means you have to listen.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Working on skills. It took 32 years to begin that process.
Yeah, so it's quite an investment of time that we have at this point. So we're just carrying on.
That's it. But there is something I want to say to you because for the last couple of years, I listened to this show, and you provide an awesome service because you talk about the Antelope Valley and what's happening in the Antelope Valley. I mean, and businesses, and also some of the other issues that come up that we deal with. And so I'm very grateful that you have this show, and just whoever's sponsoring and keeping it going, let's keep it going.
Well, the radio station gives us the spot, and really the sponsors are the chamber members. So we feature different chamber members each week and find out things about their businesses and why the Antelope Valley, and maybe there's something about the Antelope Valley that we really, really like.
And I want to tell you this, radio works. Call your representative, High Desert Broadcasting.
Mitchell Chase with Congressman Steve Knight. Thank you very much, Mitchell.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thank you, fellas.